This is Aussie Mac Zone. We'll cover everything Apple, including Macs, iPhones, iPads, and more. All this from an Aussie perspective. Sit back, relax, insert yourself into the zone. The Aussie Mac Zone.
Hi everybody, welcome to show 210 Aussie Mac Zone. Again, brought to you by athwebhosting.com.au. Affordable competitive plans, 99.95% uptime, domain registration, free setup, auto setup, instant activation. Accepts PayPal as well as other cards. Over 250 scripts installed with one click, including WordPress and Joomla. And we use cPanel, the industry standard, user-friendly, feature-rich control panel. And from $5.95 per month when paid annually. Thank you to ATH Web Hosting. So, Garth, how have you been, my friend?
Oh, not too bad, Michael. Thank you very much. I've been busy, but I'm here.
That's excellent.
Ready to ramble. You know,
Yep.
our Aussie Apple Ramblings.
That's right. And we've got Nick here.
Some say it's all I'm good at.
We do have Nick here with us, and we just have to say happy birthday because it was his birthday last week. So.
Thank you, Michael.
Happy birthday, Nick. What's it like to be 15 again?
Big 18, Garth. Come on.
Yes.
Sorry, 18, yeah. Glad to drink.
So, we're starting off with iPhone 8 call noise. So, some customers using an iPhone 8 or an iPhone 8 Plus may report hearing static noise or crackling sounds from their receiver during a call. Apple is aware of the issue and a software fix is upcoming. And apparently it has been resolved in iOS 11.0.2, which was released on the weekend, I think.
Apparently, recently, very much recently.
Yes.
I don't know about you, Michael, but I don't have an iOS. I don't have an iPhone 8 on which I can test this thing.
This theory, no, but
No. I'm sure it is resolved.
yes. I don't think they would have let it go on for very long at all.
Now, is it just me, or was there a similar sort of thing with the iPhone 7 when it first came out? There was some sort of hiss coming from the
Early
top,
on,
from the
yeah.
speaker or something.
Yeah.
And that turned out to be more of a hardware thing, I think, from memory. But it was resolved anyway.
Yeah. But they're on it. That's the important thing. We don't want 8
exactly.
gate, do we?
No. We haven't seen a good gate for a while.
No.
The tech press have let us down. Where's the gate?
Maybe
Notch
it's a-
gate? We
maybe
have a
it's
notch gate.
Fence now or something. I don't know. So now, also LG has updated their software for the ultrafine monitor. The new screen manager software gives better control over the audio. It ups the camera resolution, even in low light, and improve USB support on the USB-C ports. Apparently, if you plug some devices in, it would say it didn't recognize the device. I thought that's what USB wasn't supposed to do. But anyway, but yeah, for those of us lucky enough to have an ultrafine monitor, please make sure you get the update.
Indeed. How does one do a software or firmware update on a monitor, I wonder? I'm sure it's straightforward if you have one. It's just kind of a weird concept to me.
Yeah, well, we do firmware updates on lots of things, drives and stuff. So yeah, it'll be just, like when you're doing your router, it's probably the same thing. Download the file, click on it.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Simple as that. Sorry.
Now, there have been 3 more reports of swollen batteries in iPhone 8 Plus, but still not statistically significant. So apparently that's 5 out of however many million phones that Apple have made of the iPhone 8 Plus. And they're just popping off the screen and away you go. And actually saw one the other day.
Well, that's the one good thing, right? It does. Oh, did you? What,
Yeah.
in person?
Yeah.
With the expanded battery.
Well, it actually wasn't an expanded battery. It was one where the screen wouldn't stay in the case. Apparently they tried a couple of screens, but yeah, it wasn't the expanded battery one, no, but it just wouldn't sit in the case.
Okay. Fair enough. I don't like it in there. Let me out. I'm coming
That's right,
out now.
yeah.
That's an... Yeah, okay.
Yeah, different. Now, finally, an Australian story. We don't get many, but so Australia cyber security. Australia's made it clear.
And now we just have to... Sorry.
No, go for it.
I was going to say, now we just have to organise one that's both Mac and Australian in the same story.
We'll get there. Has made it clear.
It'll happen one day.
Yes, it will deter and respond to unacceptable behaviour in cyberspace. If they gave everybody NBN, at least some of us would be in cyberspace, wouldn't we? But I just thought I'd chuck that little bit in.
I'm more in cyber low orbit.
So, as part of its international cyber engagement strategy, which was launched by Foreign Minister Julie Bishop last week, in her strongly worded speech, Bishop also called out alleged Russian interference in recent elections. But she didn't say, from what I've read, it hasn't talked about the Australian elections. But just as we have international rules that guide how states behave and how states should behave towards each other, the international rules-based order that's been in place for about 70 years, so two states must acknowledge that activities in cyberspace are governed by the same set of rules as military and security activities in traditional domains, Bishop said. Having established a firm foundation of international law and norms, we must now ensure that there are no consequences that flow for those who flout the rules, she said. Australia has developed offensive cyber capabilities, and we are open about that, and this strategy that I'm launching today provides more detail on how we authorise and use the tools. We put this information on the public record because we want to be clear that our capabilities must be used in accordance with domestic and international law, as well as norms of responsible behaviour. So we do have a link to the full story at ZNet or ZDNet, and that is in the show notes, which I finally caught up with.
Very good, well done.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's probably a fair call, really. You know, like stated in there are norms that have been developed over the last 70 years of what constitutes, internationally aggressive behaviour or an act of war or so forth. So realistically, why shouldn't state-sponsored action against another state, whether it be in cyberspace or on land, is, with so much of our infrastructure being run through online and the internet, then I think it's a fair call.
Yeah, and it's very important these days because it's very easy to, in the old days you could have bombed a bank, but now you just shut down all the banks in one hit. That has more impact in a shorter amount of time. So, we just have to be aware, and please keep trying. I don't necessarily agree with everything they do, but please keep trying.
No.
And keep telling us.
Keeping informed, that's good too.
Yeah. Now, here's a really good one. Apple isn't slowing down your old iPhone. So, if you buy into the long-standing myth that Apple somehow slows down your older model iPhone in order to coax you into buying one of their newer models, a new study from FutureMark might leave you a little disappointed. The study tested the performance of various iPhones over a period of about 18 months using the 3D Mark benchmarking app. According to the results, an iPhone 5S suffered no decay in GPU or CPU performance over that time, and other models performed similarly. So, yeah, they aren't slowing us down. So, having said that, I believe my iPhone 6 Plus is a bit slower. But I am running beta software.
No, yeah, exactly. Yeah, thank goodness. I'm sick of these kind of, people's conspiracy theories about that sort of stuff. Apple do more to make their OS backwards compatible than anyone. Yes, they do want to take advantage in the OS of new features and new performance and so forth, but I think they probably go too far backwards in supporting old devices. So overall, yeah.
Yeah, no, it's good. It's good. And someone's tested it and stood up and said they're doing the right thing. Now, Apple shares in-depth security info on Face ID in a new white paper and a support document. So, Mac Rumors reports the support document outlines the way Face ID works, the condition in which it works in the dark with sunglasses, with hats, etc., and how it is set up, along with security information, including the conditions that will lead to Face ID being disabled, as per the launch demonstration. Now, it's like the thumbprint. The device has just been turned on or restarted. You've got to put in the passcode. The device hasn't been unlocked. Hang on.
I thought we cut it out then.
All right. The device hasn't been unlocked for more than 48 hours. The passcode hasn't been used to unlock the device in the last 6.5 days. And Face ID hasn't unlocked the device in the last 4 hours. The device has received a remote lock command after 5 unsuccessful attempts to match a face. That's the one. After initiating a power off emergency SOS by pressing and holding the volume button and the side button simultaneously for 2 seconds. So that's all the ways that will not work. And it's very similar to the finger ID, isn't it?
Touch ID, it sounds basically the same, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Same set of,
Yeah. Now the security...
And it's good that they're making it clear how this stuff works.
Yeah. And it should be too. It's important to us. Now the security paper, meanwhile, explains in better detail exactly how the True Depth camera and the A11 Bionic processor in the iPhone X work together to accurately identify a face and avoid spoofing. So to counter both digital and physical spoofs, the True Depth camera randomizes the sequence of 2D images and depth map captures and projects a device-specific random pattern. A portion of the A11 Bionic chip's neural engine, protected within the secure enclave, transforms this data into a mathematical representation and compares that representation to the enrolled facial data. This enrolled facial data is itself a mathematical representation of your face captured across a variety of poses. Now, there will be a link to the Mac Rumors article, and yeah, it does go into a lot of depth in that security paper about what happens and how it's done, and so basically they're just taking a quick look at you. Yeah.
It's well worth a read. I found it's fascinating, this stuff around how they had basically one AI trying to trick the other AI, and with the machine learning and so forth. That's kind of cool, isn't it?
Yeah. And the way it's always looking at you, just to update it and think about it, and so.
Yeah, you had a couple of Big Macs yesterday, didn't you?
Yes, I did.
You did actually. Yeah, there you go. I can tell.
Yeah. Thank you. So, we're here to promote our friends at AussieTechRadio.com, the Aussie Tech Security Podcast, and the award-winning Aussie Tech Heads Podcast, which I was lucky enough to be on last Thursday.
I hope you set them straight about a few things.
I got lectured about why Apple's Apple, but anyway, I just let them talk. Just let them ramble on.
Oh, my goodness.
And don't forget, Apple News, Aussie Mac Zone. Just look us up on the Apple News app for Aussie Mac Zone, and then click on the heart and make it a favourite. And we did add a couple of stories this week that we couldn't eventually fit in our large show tonight. And I'll talk about those in a little while anyway.
Yes, fit them in anyway. Yep. Indeed.
The EU takes Ireland to court for not claiming Apple tax windfall. Here we go again. So the European Commission said on Wednesday it was taking Ireland to the European Court of Justice for its failure to recap 13 billion euros of tax due from Apple, a move labelled regrettable by Dublin. So we still don't know how they think that the tax is payable, but we'll find out in court, I suppose. Yeah, the Commission ordered the US tech giant in August to pay the unpaid taxes as it ruled the firm had received illegal state aid. One of a number of deals the EU has targeted between multinationals and usually smaller EU states. Now, they're also claiming that Amazon owes Luxembourg 250 million euros currently for doing something else. But, yeah, another
Find
court
a dollar
case.
where you can.
It's a nice place. Maybe it's just, there's probably only enough beer for Apple for a weekend anyway, so.
Well, it's not Apple who doesn't want to give it to them, is it now?
No. But yeah, a lot of things will change. I would think if that goes through, like a lot of things will change. A lot of things.
Change for Ireland, yeah.
Yeah, just to start with, because that means Luxembourg, like every little quote little state will have to change. So, does that mean they all move to England where there is no EU? Now, a change in High Sierra that threw me for a sec. So when printing and choosing share, it still says save as PDF, but now says send in mail, and it used to be mail PDF, but it doesn't actually say the word PDF, so it just says send in mail, which creates a PDF and puts that in the mail like it used to. But just that little bit of wording change.
Where'd my PDF to mail go?
Yeah, that's right. So I had to do it to see if it was actually going to create a PDF. Which it
still did.
Yeah. But was it going to leave it as a Pages doc, or was it... But anyway.
Well, yeah. I guess typically it would, yeah, I'm not sure how else it would send it, so yeah.
Well, just put it as an attachment, but as a Pages
as an image, I
attachment,
guess,
as a person.
could have been.
But yeah,
probably not a Pages doc, but maybe an image, yeah.
Yeah, but just the wording, just that little bit, made all the difference. Now, what about...
You got it sorted, though.
Yes, yeah, just test it and wait to see. Now, Apple makes it easier than ever to free up space on your iPhone and iPad. Now, within a new iPhone, iPad storage menu in the Settings app, iOS 11 includes a recommendation section, highlighting options like offloading photos and videos to the iCloud photo library, or wiping the Photos app recently deleted album. Another common solution will automatically remove unused apps when a device is running low on room, while preserving the data and files. Now, the Message app alone has a few recommendations, namely deleting large attachments and conversations, or setting old content to delete after a year. Later this fall, US, iOS 11 will be updated to allow storing and syncing of iCloud messages and attachments to the cloud.
I'm really looking forward to that actually, because I'm sick of my messages on my Mac having stuff that I've deleted on my phone and vice versa, and
Yeah.
not always in the right order and all weird stuff. So
Yes.
yeah,
Yeah.
I've already got all my photos in iCloud. Why can't I have all my messages and the photos attached there? So that's really looking forward to that one.
Yep. Now we've also got some Safari iOS tricks. So some long press tricks. Some you may know. So if you're this is in Safari, remember? So if you're long press reader, choose the domain to only read in reader view. So you can set up particular sites that you like reading the content, but they have heaps of ads, for example, running down that side of the page, etc. You can have them so they only, that every time you go to that domain, it'll only open in reader view.
One of my favorite new features in iOS 11.
Yes.
You can also just turn it on. Just by default, always put me in reader view if it's available,
Yep.
and then site by site turn it off. But on the ones you want to, if you wish.
Yeah. You can long press reload and choose the request desktop site. So because some sites, particularly for the iPad Pros, still think because the screen's a little bit small that it'll put the iPhone page up instead of a real page, shall we say.
Yep.
You can long press an image and save it to your photos library. You can long press a link on a web page and that shows the full address and choices of how to open it. So whether you want to open it in another tab, etc. But you can actually see the full address of where you're actually going.
Really handy one for those. Click here and you want to see where here is. So yeah, that's a good one. That one.
Yep.
And even in Mail, it works in Mail as well.
Okay, I'll make it a note. Long press the Add tab button to view recently closed tabs. So if you actually accidentally close a tab, click the plus button for a long press, and you can go back and get that tab that you'd accidentally lost.
Now that one, I couldn't get that one to work. I've heard that, but when I long press, I get close all tabs, create new tab, new incognito tab.
Yeah.
But I couldn't see my recently closed ones in there. Or is it long press? Anyway, I'll try that again.
But I think you've had to have looked at a couple of tabs and then closed.
Yeah, maybe.
In that session, shall we say.
Yeah, okay.
So try closing a tab and then doing it.
Seeing if I have it in there. Yeah.
Now, what about a High Sierra special trick? This one drove me crazy. So, unformatted disks are not showing up in High Sierra disk utility. So, to fix the problem, you have everything connected. You select Show All Devices from the View menu. Then you quit disk utility and then you open disk utility, and all the unformatted disks that you've got attached will show up.
Okay.
Yeah.
Not so good.
Drive me crazy, it was. Now also, just a reminder, your Apple bags that you get with your new MacBook Pro in it, etc., you should use that for your dirty laundry when you're traveling. Very easy. Just chuck it in your bag, put all your dirty clothes in it, and your bag, everything will be nice and neat and very good.
The big ones with the strings especially, they're great, aren't they?
Yeah,
the long strings
awesome.
in them.
Yep.
Yeah. Sort of work as a backpack sort of thing. You can use them as a backpack.
Yeah. No, it's very good. I'm just trying to open.
I need to
Apple
buy another
News.
Big Mac. I haven't seen one of those big ones for a while. There's an excuse.
Yes, I just need a laundry bag, darling.
Yeah. Sorry, I just had to get this new Mac to get one. So
Yeah.
you can understand, I'm sure.
So I'm just trying to find my. Sorry. Because I didn't do it as preparation, but I'm trying to find my Apple News stories.
Well, while you do that, there's one little
please.
iOS 11 thing that I wanted to mention. I'm not sure if we've mentioned it yet, but the shared iCloud storage. So we've finally got all my family updated on their devices to iOS 11.
Oh, yeah?
And so we're all now using the 200 gig plan rather than previously I had a 200 one and my wife had a 50 gig plan because, her photos were too big for whatever she had previously for the 5 gig free bit you get. Also got my son on it as well. So especially for family, for your kids, where you're really not going to buy an extra storage plan typically, but who are taking photos and that sort of stuff. Peace of mind of having all of those phones properly, all of those devices properly backed up, and not worrying about the storage space. Really, really good.
Yeah.
So just in your iCloud settings that you have at the top of settings there now, you can jump in there and make sure you turn that on, and it'll I think it sends an invite link to everyone who's in your family to actually take advantage of it. So really, really cool.
Excellent. Yes, it's important. Keep backing up, but also, and it also, if you've got family that's away and they're taking photos, they can let you see the photos, which is good as well.
Yeah.
That way you can see the 40 photos they took, not the one they put on Facebook or whatever.
Yes, there's the iCloud photo.
Yeah.
Oh no, they had so many different versions of it, and they seem to still support a few of them with the shared the shared library thing.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So, Aussie Mac's own page on Apple News, that the couple of stories that I have put up there is one that the developers at Microsoft in their little lab, they've made a desktop app that helps busy people stay organised by giving you the choice of letting you open like the last document you had open, or quickly go in and open Outlook or Excel or PowerPoint. You can click to copy shareable links. Shows you roughly what your day is going to be, all from a little menu item up the top. And of course, it works best for people with Office 365.
And which I do, but I haven't seen this one. Yeah.
No, it's a separate app you've got to download.
Okay.
But it's only just been out, and it's a development app. It's from what they call the Vancouver Garage intern team.
Right.
Has developed the app. So.
Well, when we're speaking about Microsoft and Apple, Microsoft have also got in beta a version of their Edge browser for iOS.
Okay.
Now, not too sure why you'd really want to use that, other than if you are mostly on Windows with an iPhone, then and you're using the Edge browser, then it will sync, like Safari does between your phone and Safari on your Mac. It'll sync your, most recent sessions and so forth. So currently just in beta, but could be interesting for those of you who are forced to stay on a Windows machine most of the time.
Yes. Yeah. Our heart goes out to you. Now, also the iOS 11 Files app and Google Drive are their BFF, best friends forever. Just so because if you look up BFF under urban meanings, that means something else as well. So, but best friends forever.
I'm sure it does.
So Google announced this week that Drive now fully integrates with Apple's new Files app in iOS 11. So now you can access multiple documents and media from multiple cloud providers, including iCloud Drive and Dropbox and Google Drive, all in one place. So just making things easier and easier and easier for everybody.
I just got rid of Google Drive off my Mac because I never used it. I thought, try and clean up some of these programs I don't use, and got rid of Google Drive. But yeah. Have you spent much time using the new Files app yet, Michael?
Not a heap of time, but yeah, I do definitely I definitely use it because it just, putting coloured marks next to my files, depending on whether they're open or closed, or case, the cases, depends whether the case is open or closed. I put a little colour tag there, and also duplicating so that it makes it easy to recreate it over and over again.
Okay.
Yeah, it seriously saves me, if I use the iPad, probably save me half an hour a day.
Excellent. Oh, that's good. Really good.
Yeah, definitely excellent. So, I've got nothing else, my friend. You?
I think that's a show for the night then.
Yeah. So, had a lot there tonight, so I hope we took it all in. Oh, there was one more thing. We did have a listener ask a question in email this week. Was about when she updated to to High Sierra, she was having a darkness problem with the screen. So I suggested maybe if she just goes into the system preferences into the display, she can actually, on some monitors, change the brightness and darkness there. I don't know whether that's actually resolved her problem yet. She hasn't told me. And she was from Western Australia. So excellent.
Okay, well. Yeah,
so hopefully we resolve.
Haven't heard of that being a problem, but there you go.
No. So that was so she could watch TV. Now, that's another point too. Some TV shows, even with when you go to the Freeview website or you go to like 10play or whatever it's called, those websites, some of them won't stream into Google for some reason, but you can if you use the Smart app on your phone, it'll show up. So I think they must be worried about people recording. It just
or
says,
tracking, tracking their, I don't know.
Just says that's not available for you to stream. So
through Chrome, but you can through the app
on the computer, But if you use the Freeview app on the on my iPad Pro, for example, I could get the picture, but I couldn't get it on Chrome because you've got to use Flash as well, and it says click here to allow Flash. So Freeview is one of the Flash people for some reason.
See, the video app is now the TV app.
Yeah. Yep. I haven't tried it at all yet.
Yeah, well, give it a go. It doesn't look too bad.
Okay.
I've only used it briefly.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah. And seems to be syncing across to the Apple TV as well. So if you add shows to your watch list, things like that, it'll sync it between your phone and iPad and Apple TV. So yeah, could be a quite good way to interface that sort of stuff. Syncs up with Play, whatever they're called, 10 Now, or I don't know what they're called. all the commercial ones and so forth. So yeah.
Karen sat and I caught up on Glitch the other night by watching 2 episodes. It was excellent using iView, the iView app on the Apple TV. Worked like a beauty.
Yep.
Excellent. So we would like to thank our listeners, our sponsors, and our supporters, and ATH Web Hosting. Don't forget. And Aussie Tech Heads. Thank you. Good night, all.
Good night.